You are invited to join me in Tanzania, East Africa, including a domestic flight to the island Zanzibar, July 18th through the 27th, 2024. Don't miss out.
Come to think of it, if I were you or you were my sister, I would have advised you to act same. But thank God that now we're getting some green lights, some hopes. So let's see. Maybe Ghana is your homeland.
The day has come, beautiful people. Unity through community has come through again. Small but mighty crew, we have done another thing. For those that do not know the land purchase story, there's a playlist. Feel free to catch up. But the last live stream I did, I asked the community to join my petition because it was confirmed. KAS Estates confirmed that they sold me land that they did not own. Hello, fraud. Hello, fraud. And I gave them plenty of time to correct it. I've been dealing with them since March of 2021. It's a new day. I had my rep go to the office time and time again. The indentures will be ready this day. The indentures will be ready this day. But folks, almost a year. Crazy. And this individual you will meet later in this video, so stick around. So I got a lawyer. The game still continued. And now at this point, there's several other people making videos about the situation. And that just created a bigger platform for people to complain. So after all that, I said, oh, this is a huge issue. It's not just me. I was encouraged by the DAOOP, the Diaspora Affairs Office of the President, to put a petition together. That's what I did. To put a petition together so they can take it to the next steps. Little did I know, other local authorities saw the petition. They weren't having it, folks. Diplomat William Manful has the juice. He is not to be played with. Oh my. Folks, I'm limited in what I can say right now. But just know, the petition is in full effect. Folks, all this has happened in the last couple of days. My rep got a call from KAS saying to come pick up the paperwork. And I said, what? They've never called us. My rep has always called them. He went to the office time after time. But we get a call this time. I think it was this past Monday or Tuesday. And they said, come pick the documents up Friday. I was supposed to have my documents in 2021. We're in 2023 now. So I didn't get excited about that call. My rep shows up. The indentures don't have any trace of KAS. No trace at all. The indentures reflect the names on the Lands Commission search. Folks, we celebrate milestones. But we stay emotionally balanced because it's not over until I get my deed. But we are grateful. So before that call from KAS, they told my rep, come back in November, December. Then yesterday, my rep calls me and says, he's been contacted by local authorities. Later that day, my lawyer calls me and says, he's been contacted by local authorities. I said, read between the lines, beautiful people. I want justice for everybody. And I cannot pinpoint and give one person the glory for all this because it took everybody, unity through community. It took me posting videos. It took you commenting, sharing, signing the petition, my representatives showing up, putting pressure, my lawyers putting pressure, local authorities stepping in. Folks, do you hear what I'm saying? Justice for everybody. So with that said, let's meet Kweku. Because I truly believe he has, he needs to be seen and needs to be known. Because he's a vital part.
Okay.
Kweku, I am so excited that you wanted to do this interview because people need to know you. People need to know what you did. People need to know who you are. Kweku, what day is that? Saturday born?
No, a Wednesday born.
Wednesday born.
Wednesdays are Kweku.
Kweku. But your real name, your full name is?
Winfred.
Winfred. How English? What did you do? What was your industry prior to what you do now?
Okay. Thank you one more time, Leslie, for this opportunity. My current profession, I used to be a geomatic engineer. Okay, so
A geomatic?
A geomatic engineer.
Can you break that
Some
down?
some usually call us surveyors. But basically, with geomatic engineering, it incorporates surveying and also some bit of modeling of engineering structures using the information that you get to predict or to solve environmental issues. So I used to be a geomatic engineer. I was in the ministry.
Okay, in ministries.
If I were in your shoes, personally, I would have also acted same. Putting nationality, putting affiliations to my people aside. Come to think of it, if I were you or you were my sister, I would have advised you to act same. But thank God that now we're getting some green lights, some hopes. So let's see. Maybe Ghana is your homeland.
So you saw a video that made you reach out. So what video did you see that caused you to reach out?
Yeah, they had earlier on spoken to me about you, Leslie, about their friend who is so dear to them. It was Rudy who spoke to me about you, and my brother, knowing the kind of thing I was involved in, that's a geomatic engineering profession, decided to contact me. But Rudy, before that, had sent me some links to some videos on YouTube. And in fact, I wasn't really happy. I saw videos of you giving some reportages of how you went through some harassment by some real estate company, name withheld. Okay, so so I was really moved, and I was like, wow, let me see how best we can also contribute our quota, especially having had some experience in that area, because I wasn't happy when I saw how Leslie Jones had been treated. I realized, no, I think this should not be the usual approach if we're to go through lay down systems or lay down procedure. Everything should go on well. But with Leslie's case, I realized that she had been taken advantage of. So I just decided to just come and see what I could also contribute in my bid to solve the issue. So that was what actually caused me to decide to help.
And the reason I asked you that because unity through community, folks. This small but mighty crew, this platform on YouTube, what we have created over the last 2 to 3 years, this is what it's about. Us coming together and helping each other. Because at the end of the day, we can't rely on governments. What? Sometimes we can't rely. The U.S. government, sometimes the law system, sometimes it doesn't work. But at the end of the day, we the people, we have the power when we unify to help each other. And I'm so grateful for you, Kweku, because there's no way, because people that I thought were on my side, right, turned on me at the last minute, and I literally was like, at that point, I said, God, bring him. Whoever is going to come, You go ahead and take care of it because I'm tired. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you come and I'm just like, look at that. Look at God. Look at the universe. Right.
Mm, mm.
So why well you explained why you wanted to help because this is your country,
Sure. Sure.
right? And you want them to be
Yes.
represented correctly.
Yes. Exactly.
Mhm,
Exactly.
mhm.
Well said, Leslie. But I just want to also, before even maybe we proceed, we want to tell the small but mighty crew there.
Mhm.
What you're doing is a very good thing. The platform trying to really um, get to the bottom of things and help others. And I know that whatever you've begun, I know a lot has been lost, a lot resources has been invested, but I know the small and mighty crew, but mighty crew really appreciate what you're doing. So keep it up. Really keep
Yay,
it up. You're
small
doing
mighty
well. Yeah,
crew.
really
Yes.
well.
So so most people know the story of what you went through.
Yes.
You went back and forth, I don't know how many times over the last year.
Mm, yeah.
Why? Why did you continue to do that even though you knew what they were doing?
Mm. One of the things that actually motivated me, to be honest, this thing, I think I said I told Leslie sometime during the entire process that at a particular point I also wanted to give up because it was really, really getting out of order. But well, knowing my system or our system, how the system is in Ghana, I don't know with other countries. Sometimes you have to just exercise some patience. So to me personally, there were times we had to go to the office. Leslie will testify. I used to tell her, you have to go and wait, be in a long queue, do all those things. Then at the end, you'll be told to just go and come back again, a whole lot of things. But I believe that knowing our system, how it is in Ghana, how land registration is in Ghana, it does not usually come easy. Okay, especially when you're dealing with the third party, estate people, family people, not directly with the people in respect. You will definitely end up going through some of these things. So I just managed to gather some patience, though at a point I nearly gave up, to be honest.
Because it was
But
disrespectful, like straight
very, very,
disrespect.
very, very,
And so
very.
that just shows your character. Well, first of all, your country. You know how the flow. I don't want to say country, but
Mhm.
you know how things operate, right?
Yes,
But
yes,
still, for you to do that, that's why I had to. You have to be displayed, Kweku, because that is unheard. And then you're dealing with me, because I'm
yes.
already traumatized. So one
Sure.
little thing goes wrong, I'm just like, and I'm on attack
Yeah,
mode too.
yeah,
So
yeah,
thank you for dealing with me,
yeah.
right? And
And
handling me well.
thank you, Leslie. Thank you also for gathering so much patience because I knew there were times you were like, no, it's not going to. Let's just take another um, plan or another way out. But you also, though you were frustrated, but anytime I spoke to you trying to get you to exercise more patience, you bought into it, and I think it also helped because
Mm.
you see, you are the one that is a recipient. What if you said no, I won't? It would have also ended up putting me in a state where I also give up. But
Mm.
anytime I ended up explaining, trying to tell you that let's try and give them some time, you also exercise some patience, and I
Mm.
think we also helped. So one way or the other, you were also an encouragement to me. So at least I'll say kudos.
Kudos, kudos. See, folks, you see his character? This is what I'm talking about. Glory. Okay. And you kind of touched on the culture aspect. So 40% of people that watch my channel are no, 60% is from
Okay.
the United States and 40% is from the UK. So there's a
Okay.
lot of diasporas watching this. There's a lot of people that grew up in Ghana or moved out or second generation and moved out or just never been to Ghana or Africa in over 400 years like me. And
Mm,
they'll be the first people to try to do business in Ghana or in different African countries. So my question to you is, what are some of the culture aspects that the diaspora that have no clue about how Ghana works in the land area? What should they expect? What should they know?
He or she should be ready. Okay, he or she should be ready to embrace some few difficulties. Okay, in their bid to get maybe some estate, landed property. Okay, because um, though the systems are there to work all right, but if you end up not getting in touch with the right people, definitely then maybe you might end up losing badly. Okay, but the systems are there, all right. But what I want to say is that we should just try to get in touch with the right persons. Okay, because personally, if you don't get in touch with the right people, the challenge will be that um, the process will be abrogated. And the next thing is that whatever investment or resources you might have put into in your bid to get landed property might go down the drain. Okay, but culturally, the real estate is friendly because since it's business oriented, you meet real estate companies who will give you very juicy offers, which some about 80% is good, others too are not good. So
And
they come in very hospitable, very friendly, but sometimes after you do your initial payment, trying to get their part so the process is completed becomes a challenge. Yeah, so to the diaspora and the family here, I would just want to say that in our terrain in Ghana here, it's cool. Real estate companies, most of them are very hospitable, friendly. They'll just welcome you, but then you make some initial down payment, which should be the norm. What happens is that now they begin to just stretch you, show some kind of hostility. But the clue to solving this thing is just get in touch with the right people, know how
and
the system works.
and I've been saying that for a while, that the gamble is if you get connected with the right people. That's where the gamble is.
Yes.
And when I first bought this property, it was the wrong people.
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
didn't know what they were doing. Okay.
Yeah. But
And and
and let's see,
I
you remember I from some of your videos, these wrong people introduce themselves as if they knew they were the right people. So that also becomes a challenge. Yeah.
and I've been, especially in my last video, the pivot, I talked about, should we invest in Ghana? Even though I've been through a lot. I
Mm,
said, I'm not gonna say no outright. I'm gonna
mm,
say the gamble is finding the right people. But once you find the
mm,
right people,
mm.
it's smooth sailing. But the
Sure.
gamble is how many people do you have to go through until you
Mm,
find the right
mm,
people? And if it wasn't for my YouTube page,
mm.
I would have
Sure.
met the right people,
Sure. Sure.
right?
Yeah.
So in closing, because I know you're busy, Kweku, what do you recommend the first thing they do when it comes
The
to
first
purchasing
thing
land?
you do. Okay. Since let me take it from what you just said. The gamble is finding the right people because sometimes you have to go through. You might end up meeting a bad person, the wrong person. Then after they just stress you, then before you get there, the right person. So what I want to say is that to begin with, if someone wants to just go into real estate, buy a landed property, let me take the land aspect. First of all, what you need to do, whoever is the third person or the third party who is introducing that property to you, you need to really find out beyond or behind the person's back who actually owns the property. And that is what we call the search. Okay, so the search gives you a very important or gives you a lot of heads up or an advanced information. Sometimes information that the third parties that you are dealing with are not ready to give you. Sometimes they even don't know. Okay,
That's what
so
happened in my situation.
yeah, because with Leslie's case, I don't think they knew. They knew.
Mm.
Yes, they are just giving an indenture that really had a different information. So I think at the point they themselves they were startled. They were surprised when we came to them telling them that the search had a different name. That usually happens, and I think I spoke to Leslie about some of the possible reasons that could cause that. So, number one, get first-hand information from the owners of the land. So, assuming I meet you and I tell you I have a landed property, I have a building that I want to sell, go behind me. The best place, get a surveyor. Okay, if it's a landed property, pick the coordinate or the boundary there of the property. Then go to the lands commission and run your search. And what the search does is that it gives you every history, okay, that you need to get about that property. Okay. Yes. And when that happens, you would end up first of all knowing or being informed whether you are dealing with the right person or it's a fraud. Okay.
Fraud.
So, yes, if it's a fraud, then you know. Yeah, before even you make any payment, and most of the people know, whether real estate or individuals, they know that payment is not permitted to be done, especially when the client, so in this case maybe Leslie, has not really done a search.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when they introduce, sometimes they want to, as I said initially, they want to be very hospitable, very kind, and I must admit about 80% of the real estate companies are very hospitable. Okay, yes. But after you do any payment without running a search, there's a possibility if the search information does not tally with the people who you are dealing with, now getting your money becomes a challenge.
And
So our advice,
I like to add to that. Folks, remember I bought this property through a third party. I was totally ignorant. I trusted these individuals to do that. They did all this, right? So now that I look back, I see the steps. I see the steps where I went wrong. And first of all, never pay outright because that's what I did. I paid outright, folks. You don't need to pay outright, right? And then when I wanted to do a search or I wanted to see the land before I gave my money because I wasn't that stupid. Okay. And when I went to go see the land, I was like, oh, okay, great. And then that's all I did, not knowing that they moved me anyway. So the land that I saw wasn't even the land. But if I said I want to do a search first, they were telling us no, you can't do a search first. You can't see your land before you have to pay off. You have to pay before you can even see your land or get final paperwork. Red flag.
and that and
Red
that is,
flag.
Leslie, that is also, that's why I said, business people, most business people are cash oriented or money oriented. They just want to get the money. They are not really interested in servicing the client with what actually the client is after. So in this context, maybe the land. So even when they insist you pay before you get your land, you tell them no.
No.
Yeah. So when you insist, what happens is that because they know you can go to another real estate company or another place to purchase, they'll begin to now know that no, you are really informed. You have been given an advanced knowledge about how the system is. Okay, so insist you do your search. Let them give you the site plan. Sometimes they can give you a site, but even with they presenting to you a site plan, sometimes I don't encourage because there have been instances where people were giving a provisional site plan which had coordinates, and they went to do their search, and the land was somewhere
Private
exactly.
survey. Don't trust the company that's
Yes,
giving you the
at all.
land.
At all. We don't. Yeah. So
It's like
we just,
trusting a car
yes.
salesman. Oh, I want to see the report and the history of the car. Oh, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
He's trying to sell you the car. So he's going to
Exactly.
give you the report that
Exactly.
looks the best,
Sure. Sure.
right?
Yeah. Exactly. Well said. So You get your private surveyor. He goes to the land, does the survey, and with that information, he plots. Then you go to do your search. So with that, you get all the information. Then you know if you are dealing with the right people. Then you can do payments.
And if the people you deal with, small but mighty crew, if they say no, we do not allow surveys, run. Don't even do business with them.
Don't even do. That's a very good advice from Leslie. If they don't, because that's the system. That's how things should be done. That's the system. Insist you do a search before you do your payment. If they say no, then know that these are red flags. Maybe there's an information they are hiding from you. There's something they want to do behind your back, and you just advise yourself. So
you don't want to end up like me.
No.
You don't. Okay. Yeah. Well, in closing, Kweku, is there any last final words you would like to say to the small but mighty crew?
Okay. Thank you one more time. I want to first of all thank Leslie Jones for creating this platform. I believe that her desire is to just educate people. Not many will offer themselves to also share their experience, both good and bad, for others out there to also learn. So thank you so much. But to the small but mighty crew, I just want to say that this one, let me sound patriotic. Ghana is home. It's home. So Leslie, come here, don't run away. Ghana is home. Okay. Despite all the hitches in our system, we're doing our best to just present the best to you out there. We welcome you. Come home. Home is the best. And we just praying that you contact the right persons or you meet the right persons.
With that said, folks, you guys have been asking me for a long time for consultations. It is available. I will refer you to the people that have helped me in my journey.
Exactly.
Right? Because it's official. I have my documents. The company has been removed, and I can continue on with my registration. So it's all about connecting with the right people. I officially have the right people because what? I officially have my indentures. So so the next step is registration for the deed. Kweku, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much for being you, because this was a lot. This was a lot, but we got the victory. All right.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Beautiful people, welcome to vision-reality.com, your authentic Kente cloth liaison. Legacy is expressed in the hand weaving technique passed down from generation to generation in Africa through Kente cloth. Let us wear legacy. Folks, I have videos now. There's videos of the chairman of Kente cloth, Stephen Amofa, sharing the story, the meanings, and the origins of each Kente. Folks, if you don't know what Kente cloth is, you can read about it or watch about it because there's videos as well. This update has made me excited. So you can also visit the website just to learn what Kente cloth is, the significance, how it is made, and hey, there's a little extra stuff there too. So the online store is updated and open. So if you'd like to donate to my journey, you can buy a t-shirt, Unity through Community.